And this is a good contract. I'm gonna go over what everybody got. But I got two contracts, one on a larger scale, one on the smallest scale, and pretty much it's just a numbers thing. It depends on how much money you want to put in your pocket that will win. All right, it's like it depends on how much profit you want to make. And that's the secret on this contract right here. It's give you everything straightforward. It depends if you want to make $100,000 or $500,000 profit. That's who gets to win the job. I'm gonna put this out in. It's good. This is gonna be a California state contract. So this is probably the first time a lot of you guys got my class and worked with me. Like I'm just giving this game out. You guys gonna want to I'll put the website in here so you guys can take the website. It's an eCal procurement, and I'm gonna go over it. All right, that's the website. So, hey, all right, we still got people coming in. Still got people coming in. And a lot of this stuff is not rocket science. It's just a way to make some money, make some passive income. And I tell people all the time, a lot of people stay rich because the rich stay rich because they actually give this game out in government contracts. I've been doing it for a while. I do about $6 million a year, and I cracked the code. I figured it out. I'm just trying to show most people how to do it. Most people how to get this money and not just leave the rich richer by themselves. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna start. So this contract, I found this contract right here. I put a side in here in the messages, right? eCal procurement. So everybody's gonna want to sign up. Cal procurement. You don't have to be in the state of California to do this contract, but this is a California state contract, right? So here's the contract right here. All right. Let me actually give you this link. The link would take you to the package, the IFB information. IFB is called information for bid. So we're going to run through some things. So here's the site right here. I gave you guys the link, right? So I'm gonna skip through some things first and show you how. Like I say, this is not rocket science. It's not asking for a whole lot to do this contract. So this contract is a contract for unarmed security guards services for Stockton, California. I know the first thing you say, I don't know about security. I never had a security company before. I haven't either, right? But what you're gonna do is it's gonna show you 25%. They want 25% of small businesses. So you come in the game with 25% ahead of everybody. So anybody who makes over $18 million a year is behind you. So they want small businesses. Small businesses in the state of California is anyone who makes $15 million a year over the past 3 years average, right? Can anybody read the screen good or did it zoom in? Can you guys see it good or I have to zoom in?
Can you zoom in just a little bit?
All right, cool.
Right. I'm really rich. I'm not your rich.
All right. This better?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So everything is pretty much just reading comprehending, right? So I'm gonna do some few numbers before we read the whole thing. So of course, when you get this, you go with it, read everything, learn about the contract, read everything about this contract, right? These are the dates. Remember the dates, right? So the final date for submission is July 15th. The bid opening is July 15th, right? Now, to be qualified to get this contract, bidder shall furnish at time. They have to have a private patrol license or guard car or California Department DCA. So you don't worry about what you do is to get this, find somebody who has a security guard company who has this. Hire that person as your general manager, right? Say, have you come on board? You will be my general manager, right? Now your company has the qualification, what it's asking for. You as the owner don't have to have this license. Somebody on your team has to have this license. So I would do research with anybody who has guard companies, things like that, and ask them to want to team with you and say, hey, I want you to be my manager for this project for security guard work, right? And so now when you get that, you got somebody who could team up with you. They contract employee assignment work under the contract registration. So pretty much service contract provide bids registration, each guard who may, so every guard there pretty much have to have like a guard card and stuff like that. So any guard, so everybody who's working for you has to be registered, right? So you got all those people who have security guard work. So you got a manager, then you get some guards, right? Next qualification, bid shall comply, so you have to do the proper wages. You have to pay everybody the proper wages. And I'm gonna go into the wages later on, right? So I'm gonna go into the wages later on. And failure to meet any of the requirements, you'll be non-responsive, so you couldn't bid. So these right here, I think these are all doable, correct? This is your network. So this is all you need to require to win this contract, these bids, right? So when you go in here, they go tell you the date. So you have to get all this before the date. 2 p.m. The bidding open is at 3:30, right? And it's gonna show, where is it at, Lois? All right. So when the contract comes out, when you have all those documents from everybody, they're going to say at 3 p.m. of the day the following, the agreement will be awarded to the lowest responded bidder. So whoever has the lowest number will win the contract. Those are the guidelines. So if you meet the evaluations of your employees having the guard cards and the manager having the manager guard, and then you're the lowest number, you automatically win the contract, right? Now let's get into the numbers. I'm gonna show you this is the key right here. And here, if you're a disabled vet, so you know how you have 25% ahead. If you come on this with a disabled vet, you get 5 points. So you get 5% incentive. So like it's like coming to the game with like you're 30% ahead of everybody on bonus points, just like when you're doing a test, but they give you bonus points in the test. You have 25%. If you're a veteran, you get an extra 5%. So you're extra 5% in the game. So you could bid 5% higher than everybody else and still win the contract if you have a vet on board, right? So now here's the dollar signs, right? So hourly wages, you have to pay $15 minimum wage, right? So I don't know if somebody get a calculator out right here. So $15 minimum wage. Then you have your benefits blended wage, right? It's just $13.86. So you combine those two numbers, which is $28.94. So you're actually paying your employee $28.94 an hour, right? Good. So you're actually paying your employee $28.94 per hour, even though you're paying them $15.08. After benefits is $13.86. But if you don't have any benefits for your employees, you just give them the full $28.94 if you don't want to worry about benefits and stuff like that, right? Now, here's the key. So now you times the $28.94 times 23,500. This is how many hours they need for the scope of, right? So $28.94 times 23,500, right? So in the first column, with no profit, you're invoicing the government $689. 600. Did you guys get that? 680,000. Actually, let me put all the numbers in for all the blocks. 23,500 plus 530 plus 11,000. Right? That's 35,003 and 30 times 28.94. Right? So now look, I don't know if you get calculated to see that right? So before profit, you're at $1 million, right? Now you know who wins? It's already telling you the minimum you have to pay for your people. Now all you have to do is put how much you want to make profit and add it in there, and that's the winner. If you say I'm cool with making 100K profit, you go and put $1,100,000 in there, and all the rest of the money goes to you. If you say I want to make $300,000, you put $1,300,000 in, and the rest goes to you. However, you can still ask the government and the question and answers, right? So you got question and answers. You want to ask them, so written submissions, questions, right? You want to ask them, hey, how much y'all currently paying these people? How much y'all currently paying the current workers y'all got there? They might be paying them 1.7 million. It might be $2.2 million. But whoever wins this contract, they're not asking for past performance. They just want you to have the documents in place. They're not saying, hey, man, I need 3 past performance contracts. I need this. All they want you to do is have somebody on your team that has the credentials for guard services. You guys understand it?
Yep. For sure.
Yep.
What question? So it's an easy number game. This contract is I said 700,000, but I have to do all the math. This is over $1 million.
Can you
That's
explain what you would say to the contractor?
What you mean?
Like how you would get them to bid on it? Well, how you would get them to
you fill this document. Everybody, you don't say nothing to the contractor. The contract is saying right here, how much? Look right here. The contract says, put your price in. How much you pay? What is it going to be? Put your price in. And then they're telling you, they say, hey, we need these documents over here, minimum qualifications. Right? It's telling you what you don't speak to the contract officer. There's no game about it. They just say, hey, how much and do you have these documents? Small business preferences. Where is it? Qualifications. Right here. They just say, hey, do you have these items and how much is it? There's no, you don't have to, this contract is not a written proposal. All they ask you to do is put the numbers in. Fill the paperwork out. So when you go to hit a bid, right, it tells you to address your bid proposal. They got all the blah, 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 blah. So this, you can read it. Now right here. So this is what you need for the bid right here. These are the documents. The bid proposal, right? Attachment 1 is the bid proposal. That's the numbers. The clarification, all these sheets right here. And this is bid proposal. Bid proposal is just like the government just want to know how much you charging me to do security armed services in Stockton, unarmed services. You guys, what other question you have? This is it's cut and blank. Most people are intimidated and scared, but there's nothing to be scared and intimidated about it. You sign up with California Procurement website. It takes you about a day or two to be certified as a small business. You can put in a sole prop in your name. Say, hey, I'm ABC company. You know what I mean? I'm Jeff Cole Services, and it's a sole prop. And this is my company. Certify me as a small business. You'll get certified within the same day. They ask you for your tax returns. You give me a tax return to show them that you're not making more than $15 million a year. And there you go. And then you fill the application out. And I don't like. I'm gonna give you all the songs to say, hey, you know the minimum. The contract can't be less than $1,013,000. Right? You got to figure out how much profit do you want for the headache, and there you go. What other question you guys have for it? I don't know if I'm doing it too sounding too good, but this is a reality.
So once you fill this out, you'll get an email or a phone call that you won the bid if you did win.
It says right here. So you can go in person. Right? You can email. Yeah, of course they'll email you, and I'll show you how an email looks when I got my contract awarded to me. So right here. Bid open. The bid opening. So all the bids are due by 2 p.m. July 15th. Right? Bid opening is 2:30. 2:30, they're gonna like company A has the lowest numbers. As long as everything matches up, they won the contract. Yeah. Do anybody here know anybody work security?
I worked security before,
I do.
but in different states.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people here know somebody who work in the guard services area. Then you can team up with a guard person, and then if you don't know how to, you hire that guy and you pay him as a salary as a manager, and then you have him oversee the project for you. Because everybody doesn't want to deal with it being an owner. But it's $1 million that go through your bank account, and this will give you good past performance. If I was somebody say, hey man, I want to do this, I just want a passive $10,000 income a month. If you say, hey, if you get a passive $10,000 income a month, you put your $120,000 profit on there, you get a passive $10,000 income. Like, I don't know you guys' number of your happy number, but this is it right here. Any other questions about this?
What's the date on return? Like, do they tell you when after the final date do you get cashed out on a certain date?
What you talk? It's a cashed out.
Yeah. So we know the numbers and everything. Now, after you do everything, and what's the final date to? Is it like
it says
net
right,
30 after?
Right. Oh, you're talking about payment after you award it. What's your net term?
Yes, sir.
All right, net terms, right? So we go over here. Net price.
Hey, Chef, didn't you say it's like a program where like they give you like 80% of the money up front?
Yeah.
It's
called Factoring Company.
Oh, okay. Can you put that in the chat, or is it already in there? I can't remember.
It's something I told you guys about. There's you can use a Factoring Company. Let me see net terms. No, so you got to read it. The contract will tell you what the net terms are. You got to go through all this stuff.
And they technically different every time you do a contract.
Every contract is different. Usually, state contracts are net 45, but you can invoice them weekly, and they'll pay you within 45 days. Policy terms, Caltrans. Each invoice right here. Each invoice shall blah blah. It tells you about invoices and payments. So you go to invoice them every month, all the numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, they have funding groups that will pay you early, so you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for your funding. Oh, this is with Caltrans. Has the option to terminate agreement under the 30-day termination clause. See, the cool thing about these contracts, they can't just fire you right there. They have to like put actually a no clause in there. Now, a contract like this, if I win this contract, I'll hire everybody who's already on staff. I'm not going to hire new people. All right.
I got a question about the hiring
Yes.
people on staff.
Go ahead. Tell me
So
a question.
when would you decide to actually reach out, like to reach
Win the
out to
contract first.
to the staff?
Win the contract first, and then you can get all that on there. I think your first problem is to win the contract. And then you go for consulting after that, man. Because we go back and forth, and everybody gets nervous on what do I do next. I think your more nervous thing is win the contract. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have 101 questions without submitting the contract.
For sure.
What happens if those services aren't fulfilled?
If you don't after winning the contract,
Yes, sir.
they can terminate you, but they'll have a clause in there. See right here, it says right here. Yeah, so they pretty much they'll terminate you, but the termination is not like they terminate you the next day. They'll have to give you they have to write you a letter and go through an actual a procedure to do that. All right. Does everybody have the websites for this contract? You guys got in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So look, you guys do this. Go ahead and get the minimum qualifications, and it tells you how to bid it. There's no rocket science. I'm sorry. They're not asking for nothing different. They say on the submittal, they give you is black and white what you need to do to submit the contract. I could go over all day asking the small questions, small answers, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be like, my time is a lot, and I'm showing you something I could bid on myself. But I'm really trying to show y'all the game. And this right here, you can really get passive income. And if you don't hire the person that you brought on to help you out with it, you can hire the extra people who's working the contract. And it says Exhibit 8, commercial sites, blah blah. And look, this is schedule the guards. They give you whole schedule, all that stuff. But if you want to take the shortcut, just go ahead and put your price in. Email the contract officer how much are they currently paying the people, so you know how much money's on the table. All right. Well, I got my first contract.
Boss,
I
don't see the website that you're using in the chat.
It's right here.
Isn't it Cali Procure?
Yeah, e-Cali procurement. Do you see that right there? I just
Yeah.
put here in the message. And did you get that, Reek?
I just see here.
All right, let me do it again. So you need it. So remember, sign up for e-Cali procurement. Sign up as a small business. See what it needs to be signed up as a small business. Show your taxes and stuff like that, and you should get it within a day or two to be able to bid it for California small businesses, right? And then after that, you go to the website and you go ahead and put it in. First thing you want to do is email questions. Who has the current contract? Who has the current contract? And how much are they paying the current contractors? After you see the number, you can say, okay, game on. They're paying $2 million for this contract. I want to make it's all your happy number because this is so straightforward that they're not asking for past performances. All they're asking is for you to have somebody who have the guard card stuff on them, right? And then you put your number in. It tells you right 1.1 million, over $1 million a year. These are the numbers. That's the number that is the minimum. So everything over that is your profit. Everything over that is your profit. Yeah, question. Somebody asked me about what website. I'm not talking about my websites right now, about what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm just really focused on the this contract right here for you to win. Anybody any other questions about this contract right here? You guys got it? You guys got to understand this? I got one more I want to show you guys real quick. Any other questions on it? Everybody has all the information, right? Remember, this is almost a guaranteed contract. All you got to do is put how much money you want on top of it, and you'll win the contract. If you put $5 above the number, you're going to win the contract and get $5 profit for yourself a month. All right. So it's 1.1 over a little bit over $1 million a year for 3 years. All right. And remember the due dates. They don't play about like, oh, I forgot. Written questions are due on the 7th. Final proposal is doing it on, and there's no reason why you can't get all the stuff done by the 15th. There's no writing no summaries. There's no say, hey, can you give me the contract? All is like, give me your documents and tell me how much it is. The contract also don't want to know anything else. Right? So I got one more thing. This is on a smaller scale. If you guys don't want to do the $1 million scale, this is a smaller scale. This is a contract in the LA area, Van Nuys DMV. Okay? The Van Nuys DMV. They're saying this contract right here for a 3-year period of time is $236,000. This is how much they're currently paying the lowest bidder, right? So currently it's about $2,000 a month. For midday services, $800, and for after hours is $1,200. So they're paying about $2,000 a month for this contract. So if whoever gets the lowest number, they already tell you how much you're currently paying the people. So if somebody wanted to go and make put a quick 2 bands in their pocket and go to DMV for yourself and take trash out and stuff like that, it's really simple. I had one of those contracts before. It's a non-mandatory bid. No lowest person wins contract. It's just another free game for you guys. Let me put it in here for you right here. All right. I can actually let me open it up too real quick. Oh look, they got a question. See, this is our question and answers. Look, somebody got questions and answers out already for this contract. All right. So all those questions you guys asked me, you guys can ask in that first contract. You can submit and ask the contract officer, and this is how it looks. question and answers, everything's public knowledge, public information. It's saying it right here. The bid opening is 7/16. This is more smaller, but if you're in the LA area, it won't be hard to do this right here. Twice a week at 4:30 p.m. Right? So they want twice a week at 4:30 p.m. and during midday. So between 11 and 2, main entry, assigned, blah, blah. So you guys see all the question answers right here. But it's a quick 2 bands a month. All right? And it's telling you already, it all depends on how much profit you want to make off of these jobs. And this is due on the 16th. This is also a similar, very easy process to do. I know I make it sound easy because I've done it all the time, but ask me a question right now about bidding on this contract and I can help you out. All right? This is it. It seems like a lot of words, but all it is elementary. Contract officer needs, you got to remember, the contract officer, he needs somebody to clean the DMV. He don't care who it is. He just wants to get this off his desk. There's no nice talking, whatever like that. They just tell you what it is. Written questions that was already done. Written responses, they did that already. Final date, this is due on the 15th. All right? And the work will start November 1st. So you do this right here on the 15th, you have all the way to November 1st to start the damn job. September 1st, sorry, September 1st.
So that
Any
gives you
questions on
time you time to holler at the people or who's already in that area.
Give you time to get your business right. However you want to do it. I'll show you guys how to win the contract, man. All other stuff, we can figure out later on, but I'm showing you guys how to win the job. If you want to, and then you get however you want to run your business, you can run your business. Any other questions?
We could do this in our preferred state, correct?
You can do it in your preferred. You can do it anywhere, but your preferred or is your preferred state currently asking you for it? You know what I mean? So it's all about the government is only going to ask you. They're asking you for a service that they need. So can you fulfill the service? Now these 2 contracts I found is easy. They're in California. You don't have to be in California to do it. I have contracts in Alaska. I have contracts in Detroit. I have contracts in Atlanta. I have contracts in Vermont. I have contracts in Fresno and in San Diego. So I have contracts in all these areas, but I'm here in San Diego.
That makes sense.
So
I won't be limiting myself.
No, everybody limits themselves. Go for the money, not the location. And if it makes a good amount of money, if you say, hey, if you can make $200,000 profit in Stockton and actually working a job, some people's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Stockton and work to get contract with myself and put myself as one of the payroll people. If it, you know what I mean, if you don't got nothing going on, it might be 500,000 a year. You can probably put your family on there. You guys do the contract yourself, work double hours yourself, and be paid as the owner operator.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And all you need is an LLC.
You don't need an LLC. You can do sole prop. If you don't want to pay for LLC, say your name is the business and your social security number. So first thing first, go to eCal procurement and sign up with the state. Like I said, these are 2 state contracts. Nobody's limited. You can be any state and do these contracts. All right. So look, good luck, man. I hope you guys really take the shot and shoot shots. But all they're asking is for money. I mean, for how much? They're not asking for no special skills. They just say, can you do the work and how much? I just showed you $1 million a game, man. All right. Well, Dwight had a question.
When it comes to certifications, would that also be a plus to have on your resume?
They just only certification they care about is are you small business or not. It tells you right there. They're not anything above what it is. They're not asking. They just say, hey, are you a small business? You get 25%. If you're a disabled vet, you get a 5% more incentive. And after that, they just want to see if you got the information they need, like the guard card and stuff. And the janitorial stuff, they're not asking for nothing but the price. The janitorial contracts, they just want to know, can you do the work and what's the price? Right? All you do is, people ask me all the time, can you show me? There's no submittal. All they want What's the name of your business? What's your address? And how much? That's it. It's not rocket science, guys. All right.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. So look, the best person gets it. Hopefully, all you guys follow through with it and do it. Good luck to you. And like I said, this security guard contract is very promising. And all you gotta do is put the numbers in. And hey, somebody might win. Somebody might only want $5,000 profit a month. Somebody might win, $30,000 profit a month. But the lowest number wins, and they let you know that. And everybody here is qualified to submit this contract. So whatever your good happy number is, that's what you go with. All right. All right, man. Appreciate all y'all. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Good luck.
I appreciate you.